Hey there guys, good morning. Okay, I'm gonna talk about crypto right now. So, before checking the alts, quickly, before I didn't add this yesterday in the video about the Bitcoin, if we're bullish and if we're gonna go up, I just want to mention that if we have an impulsive structure here and now we're making a corrective move, well, when it comes to sideways corrections, they don't tend to be as deep as, for example, having a zigzag correction. So this would be a deep zigzag pullback. So normally sideways they tend to retrace back to 0.38, where zigzags normally they descend much lower because they're hunting for the stops, because it's waves 2 and blah blah blah. But sometimes we can have wave 1 and then wave 2 flat. So here, for example, if you measure the fibs from the bottom to the top of supposed wave 1, the wave the 0.38 falls exactly here, which would be as I called another leg down on a Bitcoin before we find certain support, or before we find a wave 2, or before we find just the end of the first sequence or the total sequence of the correction. This can translate into something like this as well, corrective, and then we continue down for the lower lows. Now, having said that, I'm gonna go to the Ethereum and just remind you how we can still go back to the Stone Age. Because okay, we had a retracement up until one level. This can be counted as a 1-2-1-2, and it doesn't have to. It looks like a bear flag as well, and it can be also just a A, B, and a C zigzag. So having a zigzag here with a zigzag there and another zigzag here would be a W, X, Y, and then we would have Ethereum back around $300. Sorry to bring you the bad news, but this is possible from Elliott wave perspective. Now that I did this, I'm gonna show you the bull count in case we have bottomed over there, because ABC structure or a zigzag also suggests that the correction is done. So the bull count, just delete the red one. Okay, if we say that this is 1 and 2, and now we have another impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and a 2 here. Go back to 4 hours and show you my opinion. So last time I thought that we're gonna hold here, we didn't. Okay, so double zigzag in play, I think, if we're bullish, because you pull the parallel channel to X and to W, you get a channeled corrective looking structure. Now sometimes they can look corrective and then we go back to the Stone Age. It didn't happen rarely, it happened often, and that's crypto. It's volatile and it hunts for the liquidity. For the moment it's sustained. We have an A, a B, and a C with a triangle in between, an A, B, C, again triangle in between. I'm gonna go back to this 1 hour. So this would be your first zigzag. Okay, first zigzag, zigzag up, then A into the flat, B 1, 2, 3, perhaps done, 4, 5 if we had a truncation, and if Bitcoin decides to go one more down, well, I think Ethereum will follow. And obviously we have a support level over there marked in green if we're bullish, and 1 2 1 2 would suggest moon. Okay, so XRP, I will show you the line chart as well on this one to make a bit more sense. So first, on the macro scale, if we're having not enough history in this one, but doesn't matter, this was the top of 2018. So if we have a wave 4 A, B, C, D, and now we're working on our wave E for the triangle, macro triangle 4, well, then we would expect the upwards move. And if this was a correction and we ended one cycle there, and now we're having a 1 2 into 1 2 and 1 2, or however I labeled this one, I cannot remember right now. For the moment I have it as a zigzag. So series of 1 2, then again we would come to the same conclusion that now we're just doing the correction of a wave 2 and off we go for the 3. Okay, back to 1 hour and the current price action. So if I truncate the 5th there, because this looks like an expanding diagonal, and I start to count from there, well then I would have an ABC for the W, then a little flat for your W, and then an X and ABCDE for the Y of the wave X. So one zigzag connector X, and then the second A, B, C. Let's see if this triangle is gonna work or not. Why do I count it this way? Well, if you change to line chart, then it makes more sense that you have a clean ABC connector A, and then again B, and let's see if we're gonna reach somewhere there. So then, in a sense, line chart would represent the lower low. However, the candle chart doesn't have to. Just like we did here. If you look, if you count this as a wave 3 there, 4 and 5. Well, look, 5 is a motive wave, can be regarded as 1, and it's still lower than the third wave. So, in this case, the C can land there, and we can be over or end of the wave 2 or E on a macro triangle, and we could try our longs over here. However, this little support line that stands here stretches all the way from the beginning of the triangle, so I'm not gonna go there. So it's this one actually. All right, we wicked many times through it, again here, and even if we wick over there, it can still hold. So that could be the bottom of XRP, and then we would go up. Anyway, most of the time I use line chart on XRP, but on 1 hour to have a better Elliott wave perspective. Okay, so next one would be NEO. Now this one also looks forced when it comes to the impulsive structure, and then again the corrective one, or so descending one, looks corrective. And I had different opinion before. I thought this is gonna be ABCWX and then another ABCY, and we're done with an impulse. Well, again, flats. So if this was a W and then you have an ABC for the 3 and then a 3 and then a 5, this would be your flat wave over here. So flat wave X as a connector, and then a leading diagonal A, B, C. Hopefully we're done. Well, if we're not, invalidation is really close of the whole impulsive structure if we're gonna go for the 1 2 and off for the 3. Then if we really land here and we go, I will talk about the targets. For the moment it's pointless. So Solana, after the completed cycle, I see 5 down, and honestly, even if it looks like we're starting the whole new thing over there, well, in logarithmic scale, not really. So I'm gonna be patient and conservative on this one. So A, B, C could have completed over there, so the B wave could be here, and now we're gonna go back to the lower lows. Really sorry for the bulls, but still it doesn't have to. You can count this as a wave A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and also have a B, C with a 5, 3, 5 structure. I'm gonna go to 1 hour and check the local count really quickly. So also the impulsive one I don't really like, but it has to be an impulse. Judging from the first move, you can have I think this is how I counted it, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 for the wave 3. Well, the 4 doesn't enter the territory where 1 and 3 is larger than 5, so it's valid, so it's okay. But correction wise, we have a leading diagonal in the wave A, then A, B, C flat for your wave A of a bigger flat, and corrective here B, and you can pull a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 for the C of a flat. And now whatever we're doing here, 1, 2, 3, perhaps 4, we were done. Maybe it's over there. Let's see if we're gonna kill the bearish channel. So support found there. We want to exit the channel impulsively. This could already be 1, 2, and we go all for the 3. But again, a lower low would be here, and could be a okay, let's say wickery, not the F word, and we find support lower. This would be the golden zone from the top, and if you ignore the wick, if you look at this one, because this is where it stopped, well, it can be even lower. However, we tagged the 50, so the algos are triggered already, so it's good enough to go if it's gonna go. Next one, ORAI chain. All right, so the ending diagonal failed, so I'm forced to count this one as okay, we had a triple zigzag, so the last zigzag would be A to the B, and now we formed 1 flat 2, and now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3, and then 4 and 5. Maybe it's gonna take a bit longer. There could be alternative way of counting this, but I'm gonna keep it for the moment like that, and if something changes drastically, I'm gonna change the count as well. Again, every time I mention that we need to retest all of these areas before the price action blasted off. So this one is a really important one, this one here, and if this one fails, well, back to this one. I don't think we're gonna reach $1 on ORAI. Really hope not. And it's AI coin, so big project. Okay, Vechain in the end. I have alternative on counting this one. The impulse is still alive, it still holds. We have clean 5 here and clean 5 there. Now, if you want to end your B here with a sideways in between, well, okay, you have the red count with 1, 2, 3. This looks corrective. Maybe we're gonna have a 4, but if not, if you want to end your B here, A, B, and then C, well, then the bottom is in, and we're gonna form something that's gonna go off. No matter what, we have this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a significant 3-wave move. 3-wave move being this one over here. At the end of the day, that was a swing. All right, I leave you with this. Have a good day, guys. Thank you.